system of who puts in the labor or who gets the profit, we're not making no progress.
Black Hammer is building power. Black Hammer is building a city. Hammer City. Black Hammer is fighting back. Hammer City is for POC only. Hammer City is the manual that we need to fight white power. This Saturday, August 1st, meet the stewards of Hammer City. Black Hammer's taking back the land and fighting for decolonization. Why don't you join us? Black Power. Land back.
Go on. Come on. No. Go on. Land back. Oh, you meant land back. Land back. Okay. Right.
Oh, y'all is doing it right. God awful sucks, you faggot. Bud boy. You danger. You scam artist, you douchebag. You're the worst, motherfucker. Just give up. You fucking little piece of shit.
You're crazy. You're sick of your head.
Fucking dweeb, faggot, jackass. God awful sucks. You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass.
My mom doesn't like it when I mention Pod Awful anymore.
Black Hammer has been colonized for your protection. Welcome, everybody. This is Pod Awful. I'm your host, Jesse P.S., and holy shit, I didn't think, I knew it would happen. I knew we would succeed at our task, but I did not think it would happen this fast and this easy, and yet, of course it did. It should have. We were colonizing Black Hammer. If you don't know, Black Hammer, we covered this, was it a week ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. It was not that long ago that I was saying, let's get out there, let's hashtag colonize Black Hammer. They're this group that wants to move away from white people, but do it on white people's land. They're the colonized peoples. And I said, let's colonize them. They're trying to build this thing called Hammer City. They're building it to look like Tatooine for some reason. And let's go out there. They're in Colorado. Let's just colonize them. I didn't even realize you could have this much fun being banned from the internet, by the way. Something I'm realizing while being banned on everything on the internet is you can just do anything. You can do whatever you want. I didn't even have to get out of the comfort of my own seat in order to colonize Black Hammer. It was almost too easy. It really was. Here's what happened. So after the show, we started the hashtag colonize Black Hammer. And of course, we were out there. We were attempting to colonize it. I already colonized Black Hammer Org, their group. I joined it as a member. They let me write in, and by the way, for free, which, I mean, pretty good. You're not allowed to be in it if you're a white guy. There was no ID. I don't know. Nobody asked for a 3D scan of my head like they do on Facebook, so somehow I got in anyway, and even if they had, I feel like I could have just said, yeah, I represent Turtle Island, what it is, and they would have been like, all right, I guess. The crazy thing about Black Hammer is you think it's for black people, and then they got like a Chinese lady that you think it's for black people. They're saying in that thing I played at the beginning, Black Power, and when you're one of the Mexican dudes in the group, you got to be sitting there going, am I next? Wait, hang on a second. Wait a second, is this Vietnamese dude, is he safe? Like, what is the deal here? At what point is it Black Hammer? Like, I know you need all the numbers you can get right now, but at what point do I have to start looking over my shoulder Turns out they should have been doing that the entire time. So they're making the city, Hammer City, right? They bought some land. They raised $40,000 in funds last we checked in on them. They got this land together and they started building on. Well, turns out, according to the police, which is no good. I don't know if you know about Black Hammer. They don't like the police. They're sort of, no tears shed for pigs type guys. So the police, they decided, not so fast. Now, here's the thing. Ever since I colonized their organization, I figured the best way to colonize them as a people was to use, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Even if they are your enemy. I'm no fan of the Popo, as Black Hammer would call them, of what do they call it? 12? Fuck 12, okay? I've been falsely arrested so many times. I'm no fan of police, but I am a fan of people's fear of the police. So what I've been doing ever since we did the last episode is I've been calling the cops, giving them tips, going, these guys, I know they're somewhere in this area, okay? They're somewhere around here. I'm telling you, they're up to no good. They're trying to start a revolution. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Spoiler alert, turns out maybe not. I'm not sure if it is illegal or not. I've now spoken to the police, but either way, long story short, I didn't even have to get that involved. I actually got my hands too dirty in all of this. I was calling them going, listen, somebody out there, are you allowed to live on a mountain? They're saying they're building bridges. Is this okay? I was being a total Karen. And you know what? It worked. It's fine. Here's what happened. It turns out the guy who owned the land, the guy that they bought the land from, there was an issue. They didn't actually give him any money, and no transfer of property was ever done, and they were squatting on land they didn't own. And where is that $40,000 now? Great question. They stole it from black people. And by the way, this means they were trying to colonize land. So in one of the Earth's great hypocrisies, in one of the most beautiful moments of all time. Actually, hang on a second. I gotta get some celebration music here. I know just the thing. Let's get this. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We'll get a remix version. Perfect. So in celebration of one of the funniest, most hilarious, easiest pranks ever pulled. We really did. Didn't have to do anything. Mostly what happened was some farmer walked out onto his land and Black Hitler was there, Ghazi Kodzo. He walks out, he sees they're building Tatooine. He sees the Lars homestead there. And he goes, nobody's been on this land for some time. Who are you? And Ghazi says, I'm Ghazi. And the farmer says, Ghazi? Ghazi who? And Ghazi looks out into the mid-distance, and there he sees the ghosts of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X smiling down upon him. And he looks back at the old farmhand and he goes, Ghazi colonizer. And thus we've colonized Black Hammer and Hammer City. He got kicked out. The farmer called the cops. He said, you're out of here. Who wins? The people of mayonnaise always win. Let's celebrate the only way I know how. Grab your mayo, everybody. We're doing this Duke style. If you're a Hellman guy, that's fine. If you're from the Hellman tribe, peace be upon you. The people of mayonnaise must unite in their cause. Oh, that's a lot. That's probably way more than I should. Okay. Zoom in on this, Ghazi. Oh, yeah. How's it taste? You're now the double colonized people. All right, kill the music. Cut it. Cut the effects. We don't need it anymore. All right, there you go. So I'm having a ball. I saw this. I had a whole other show planned, and then I saw this news came across on like late Friday night. I came upon this. I was like, holy shit. How is this not everywhere? This wasn't everywhere yet. And I was like, how is this not everywhere? How has nobody sent me a thing about this? So I realized I had to do a show about it. I mean, the easiest follow-up, the easiest alley-oop in Pod Awful history. We did it. Ghazi Kodzo, he's not going to get his lands. Let's see what they're saying in the chat room. We're live as we are every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, podawful. Well, you know what? Awful.tube. You can now visit us, our YouTube channel, wherever it is, will always be at awful.tube with real eggs. Pure mayo should never be eaten like this. Ew. Some lime on there. All my homies eat Miracle Whip. Double colonized. Yuck. Listen. I'm seeing some yucks from some people who are not of the mayonnaise persuasion out there. Y'all best be keeping y'all stuff to yourself, okay? This for the culture. I'm eating this mayo for the culture. And also for Mexican people, I guess they love mayo too. Why is it a white thing? Mexican people will just dip a corn on the cob into a jar of mayo and go, I'm getting this lunch. And then just suck the whole thing off the bone like a black guy with a chicken leg. Black people like mayonnaise too. They eat coleslaw and shit. They don't even know when they're eating it. They're having a po' boy sandwich. What do you think is in there? That's mayonnaise. Okay, your potato salad at the cookout, the one with no raisins in it, that's mayo, stupid. Anyway, people of mayonnaise, we invented all the best condiments too. So, we've colonized them. There's been so much more you could do. I thought we could just celebrate. I mean, this is really just a fun celebration. So let's go through the good times. This is again from just a week ago, basically. But let's go through all the good times with Black Hammer. Here's Black Hammer tweeting. They're tweeting out their victory here, saying, thanks to all of you, Black Hammer has successfully liberated 200 acres of land to build our city for colonized people only. We are located high up in the mountains, 10,000 feet in the air with rich soil. We have 1 lake and 3 rivers on the land. Are you sure about that? Is that true? Because I've been doing some investigating, and I'm not sure it is. But look at them. They're so proud of themselves. This tweet, by the way, has, of course, been deleted. It's gone. Can't find that anymore outside of screenshots. Why did you take it down? Well, I'll tell you something. Black Hammer's being real quiet on the whole where did our land go front. Remember oppressed people and colonized people? Remember when you gave us $40,000? Yeah, that's somewhere for sure. Listen, we went to the Home Depot and we bought a couple 2x4s. Wait until you see the bridge they built. Okay, we were talking about they're never going to make it through the winter. They're never going to be able to plant vegetables. They think they have rich soil 10,000 feet up in the air. They think they have access to rivers and stuff that clearly they don't have any rights to the water. We're talking about all this stuff far flung into the future. Here we are now. They didn't even get the land. They weren't even able to secure. That's the bare minimum for your revolution, and you didn't meet the standard. How do you screw this up so bad? There's one way to find out, and it's actually by talking to the police department that got them off the land. Okay, so how fun is this? I mean, how great is what's going on? Let's go to this. I've got something for you here. Let's take a listen. This is a phone call. I was sent this phone call. I don't know who made it. And let's just take a listen. Somebody called the, well, you'll hear.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Susan Lilly.
Speaking.
Hi, Susan. My name is Harlan. I'm a member of the press. I was given your phone number by a Johnny over at the San Miguel County Sheriff's Office. I understand you're the PR person. By the way, San Miguel County, Colorado. It's where Telluride is in Colorado. I have some passing knowledge of Colorado. I dated a girl who was from there. We visited there one time. And I've got a kind of an idea of some of the lay of the land. We spent some time in Grand Junction in Denver. And anyway, when I was doing some autistic digging I don't know who this guy is, this Harlan dude. But when I was doing some autistic digging of my own, I realized that I noticed some stuff. You know, it was funny. We'll go over this in a second. Ghazi and all of the Black Hammer members, their Facebooks are wide open. They have Facebook. If you're a revolutionary, communist, whatever you are, if you're trying to overthrow white supremacy in America from the inside out, maybe don't have a Facebook. But listen, I'm not their PR person. What can I do? Anyway, I was looking through his posts. I noticed some things. I was able to sort of pinpoint this. So just to let you know.
Public Information Officer?
I'm sorry?
Public Information Officer?
Public information. Okay, he said PR. I'm sorry. I had a question about something that was posted on the San Miguel County Sheriff Facebook page. I was hoping I'd get some clarification, maybe some further information on it. Are you? So the post you saw at the beginning of the show, this is where it was seen, the Facebook page for San Miguel County Sheriff's Department. By the way, share the show. Awful.tube is the short link. And also, make sure you use the hashtag colonized Black Hammer. We want to keep getting the word out there. We're going to be colonizing more Black Hammer stuff in just a bit. Able to do that?
Yeah, who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Harlan Absher.
And you're with?
The San... It's a kind of familiar name. Miguel Free Press.
San Miguel Free Press. What's that?
It's a free press online association for San Miguel County and surrounding areas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what can I help clarify for you?
So that's enough. May 20 credentials check. First, it was posted on the San Miguel County Sheriff Facebook page. A notice saying deputies responded Monday evening to a trespass report on a property south of Norwood, where a group of 8 to 12 people from the Black Hammer organization were camping prior to a property purchase that ultimately did not occur.
I wrote it. I know it.
Okay, great.
I wrote it. So
terrific. Wow, this is the lady who wrote the famous post. Okay, I mean, this woman made history. We wouldn't have even known about this. Apparently, this happened back Monday of last week. They didn't post about it until Friday. So, I just had a few. So they've been off the land, by the way. Like, let's keep this in mind. They've been off the land for a week. Were they tweeting about that? Go look through their Twitter. Were they posting about it? They thought we'd never find out. If it weren't for this woman right here, we wouldn't know. We would think they are still building their city on that land. Further questions on that, because this is actually surrounding areas sounded official enough for her. Works every time. Because not that sort of breaking into a bigger story around the country. Just want to be clear. Colorado is a one-party consent state. Has nothing to do with tonight's show. And I wanted to get some further clarification.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, well, the Black Hammer organization was claiming for weeks that they had purchased the property. So just to be clear, they were intending to purchase it, and that did not happen. Or what exactly was the timeline with this?
Yeah, I don't have the exact details, but there was a landowner, obviously, and this group.
Obviously, and by the way, in the people of mayonnaise world, land having an owner is an obvious thing. Like, I know in some, the tribes, owning land is not like conceptually. It's like we didn't even have a word for America. We called it Turtle Island. We thought we were just swimming on the back of a turtle. Here in mayonnaise land, we understand owning stuff. So
group came before any transaction, whatever the understanding was. There was apparently something going on, but the property had not closed. So there was, whether it was discussion or there were contracts, I don't have that
You're not sure.
information.
So they were camped out before ever even attempting to put money down. I'm not sure a real transaction was going to take place.
I know that the property had not closed. It was not their property. It was in the original landowner's ownership. And for whatever reason, the deal did not go through. And it could have been something like, oh, they thought, they thought they were getting it for a different price or whatever. But the deal did not go through.
Okay.
And so the landowner said, "Hey, these people are camping, and it's like your timeline. I get where you're going because it's like, well, were they there? My understanding is they were there before they took ownership, and obviously they were because the deal did never go through. But I think they were there before even a closing were to take place, if it took place. That's my understanding anyway. But they were the landowner called sheriff deputies and said, "Hey, there are people on my land."
What the fuck? What is happening? Why is Tatooine sprouting up? Are these Jawas? Please send in the stormtroopers.
And they went out and said, "Hey," the landowner said, "You guys are on their land. You clearly are. You need to go ahead and leave." And they left without incident.
Okay. So they didn't appear to be, to your knowledge, attempting to squat the land, or did they have an encampment, or were they, because apparently online they were, did they at ever at any point see Bib Fortuna and his radio show? They were building structures. Had any of that actually taken place, if you know?
I would have to call the deputy who was on.
Turkatron in the chat says they were just holding the land for a second. Yeah, let me hold that land for a second. Give me that land for. Let me just hold that for you, okay?
On scene and ask him.
Keeping it warm. We're just keeping it warm for you. Listen, it's going to be cold up here in the winter. You're going to want this land to be warm.
Because I did not get any of that information.
Black bodies, the warmest bodies of them all. Keeping the engine of the slave ship was the black body.
Okay.
So I couldn't confirm or paint a better picture for you about that.
Okay.
And I'm happy to make that call and give you a holler back if that person's available. One of them was a sergeant who I have not heard him on the radio this morning. I'm on duty for EMS right now, so I kind of.
Oh, he's a radio guy. He's like Mersh.
A couple of different hats,
but
I see. I have not heard him, so I can.
You're tuning in to Police Radio. Welcome to WKOP.
Try and reach the sheriff himself and see if he knows, and get back to you if you'd like.
I would love it if you were able to do that. Speaking of radio guys, there's something else we colonized recently. We'll talk about this Wednesday show. We do shows every Wednesday in the Pizza Fund. It's our paywall thing. Subscribe to it. Podawful.pizza. Wednesday, I'm going to tell you about another thing we colonized. We've colonized it right off of YouTube. Now, this person thought they were getting me kicked off of YouTube. Wait until you see this episode. It's incredible. It is incredible. Okay? Tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, podawful.pizza.
Are there any other questions besides?
It's exactly who you think. Speaking of radio guys.
The camping.
Well, I
know they were camping on the property, but I don't know that they had set up a camp.
I'm not sure they had colonized it fully. I'm not sure what the rules of can a black person actually, black people can't colonize land because colonization is power plus privilege plus stealing land from another person.
Right.
They were on the
it's
property.
Impossible.
I suppose my main question with that would be they were posting about this fairly liberally, so to speak, online, and they were claiming they were building roads, bridges. We're going to take a look at those roads and buildings. They had claimed they bought this area to turn into a city. So I was just wondering if any sort of infrastructure or wait until you see
construction
this.
of any kind
until you
see
already
taken place or not, or if it was just simple.
And what you're
camping.
referring to in terms of what they posted online, I just want to confirm specifically was this property as opposed to other, because you said this is sort of a widening problem, or you're seeing this. in other areas. So you're saying that this particular land is what they were claiming to do this to?
Certainly, from my understanding, so they don't even know. They have no idea that they got colonized. Is that what happened to the Indians, by the way? Like, were the Indians sitting there like, so are you going to go? Are you going to leave at any point? Or wait a second, what? You've built a structure. What is this? That does not look like a cow's hide strapped to a twig. What are you doing? They only are claiming They had no clue. They got colonized, and they're like, this is basically aliens landed and decided, yeah, we'll live here on this mountain, and they don't know about it. Certain parcel of land to begin with. Online, they were fairly vague about it online where, but they did specifically say in the mountains in Colorado, and and an area that I believe they said it contained 3 rivers and a lake or something. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is. So you saw they claimed part of the land, 3 rivers and a lake. They're gonna have all the water. We got everything. In fact, let me show you something real quick. Here's a little reminder. I think I showed this one in the last episode, but here's one of their members, one of the Hammers, sitting in front of a river that was on their property. Look at this.
Land back, everyone.
Land back. Land back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to say that one more time. Land back.
Land back, everyone.
No, land back.
Land back, everyone.
Land back.
This is Sergeant Solimar, and I'm a land liberator.
She's a land liberator.
Here.
That's how the word is normally pronounced.
Sergeant Solimar, and I'm a land liberator. I am here at a liberated river. Okay, Black River Organization.
Okay, I'm here at our liberated river. Look how these dudes were bragging. They were bragging so hard they thought, fuck it, let's just say Anne Frank wasn't real. I mean, you get to a point where like you're riding high enough, you can do anything. You can go, yeah, nah, shit, man, the Holocaust, I don't know about that. How much did it cost? I don't think so. Anne Frank and who? More like it, they were riding high. Look at her. Look, she thinks she owns this river.
200 acres of land, and we got water sources, you feel me? So we're out here checking it out, looking at the land, and just wanted to be appreciative of all of you all who have supported us and donated to us and joined our organization.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody who donated to us. Now, where's that money exactly?
The way forward is Hammer City, right? Is these projects of anti-colonial liberation, and I just want to thank everybody, but also I do want to say that this is just the beginning. 200 acres of land, and how much of the world that we need to liberate? Exactly.
200 acres of land, and how much of the world do we need to liberate? Exactly. Well, you just went into the negatives. You're not gonna see black on this ledger for quite some time.
We definitely are working hard to make sure that all our projects are coming into fruition, but we know that the liberation of all colonized people ain't gonna come easy, and it ain't gonna come cheap.
I mean, how fun is this rewatching this, knowing the outcome now? 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks.
So we need those funds to keep coming in. We appreciate the love and support, but keep it coming. Keep the donations coming. And if you're a colonized person, join Black Hammers. You can get in on all this land, on this liberated river, and on your own freaking liberation.
I love that. If you're a colonized person, get in while the getting's good, because we're not going to have this for long. It's a fire sale. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. Okay, so back to the phone call between Harlan Absher and this dumb lady. Do you have any idea how big a parcel of land is this? Is this just a portion of... And again, my name is Jesse. Hi, I'm the host of the show, Jesse PS. This is some guy named Harlan. He sent this to me. Landowner's larger property, or...
I don't know. I'll find out.
Who's gonna tighten those braces? They say in the chat room. Yeah, that girl had a metal mouth. Oh yeah, over here we're gonna do our own dentistry. Okay. Sure. Okay.
How big the parcel is too.
That would be great. And then I guess my only other question would be, and this is probably something the sheriff would have to answer as well, is you did write here that they were legally armed but posing no threat. Now, that's interesting. They were carrying guns in none of their photos. All their little Black Power fist, the limpest of Black Power fists you've ever seen. It might as well be Mersh's hand in there. This should be the new Black Hammer hand thing. Okay, we liberated this land black, y'all. Ah! The Earth's Joker, Ghazi, and his crew never once showed that they had guns. If there was were background checks done on these people, was any further
So as a matter of practice, when there's, you know, an encounter,
it's I told you, it's like aliens landing. It's an encounter. This is a close encounter of the retarded kind.
So deputies will ask for identification and run the individual.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's that kind of thing. I don't know. That's not necessarily.
Imagine being a cop walking up on Ghazi, dressed in his Joker makeup, doing a little jig in the middle of the woods or wherever they are. Oh my God. How terrifying. That would be like seeing an alien. Close Encounters of the Nerd kind.
Formal, quote, background check.
Actually, this is our land, Mr. Copper.
But the individual is right.
No, actually, you didn't pay for it. So you have to go. This is the greatest part. They're I mean, the more you think about it, the crazier and funnier this is. Not only did they attempt to colonize land, not only did they make themselves the thing they hate, colonizers, but on top of all of that, when the police showed up, their mortal enemy, the police, the pigs, when they showed up and the police were just like, yeah, you gotta go. They were like, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. They went away peacefully. They had guns. They're revolutionaries. They're doing the whole thing. They're wearing crazy war paint. And they're like, it was a misunderstanding. I can't believe this happened. You know what? We actually meant to buy the land from the colonizer. And, slipped my mind.
To see if there's a warrant out for their arrest, or, you know, sometimes you do as you can imagine, and I'm just making this for your background only. You know, you have a routine traffic stop. Okay, someone's back tail light is out, like my husband on his Jeep that he won't fix, and you know he's going to get pulled over one day.
Yes.
And so you know you pull this guy over, and it's either a guy like my husband who's, you know, has no record, or you accidentally pull
or it's a crazy revolutionary Joker.
over.
Either way, you know, sometimes you run a guy's ID, sometimes you don't. If it's a guy with his tail light out, maybe he's got a warrant out for kidnapping and raping a child to death. Maybe he exploded a little girl into an evaporated cloud of blood. If it's a guy wearing Joker makeup, carrying a gun, armed to the teeth with all of his friends, sometimes you let him go. You never can tell.
Somebody who's wanted in St. Louis, Missouri for, you know, child abduction or something, right? So you never know.
You never know. It's just impossible to know which one. So sometimes you run it and sometimes you don't.
That's why these, you know, like just a few moments ago, up in our mountain village, there was a police officer who was asked to go over and help a woman with a dead battery. Well, he runs her.
Same thing. Schlemiel, Schlemazel. They're basically, you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. A revolutionary group stealing land from some man who owns a mountain somehow. I didn't even know that was possible. Or dead battery. And listen, when they go out for the dead battery, they guns drawn right at your head. Get down on the ground. Interlace your fingers, sit up, stand up, sit down, kneel down, hands above your head, hands behind your head. Don't shoot. He's got a gun. He's reaching.
Because what if she's, you know, dangerous? You know what I mean? So it's just a routine kind of thing where they, quote, run an individual.
I understand.
Based on the ID.
Ooh, thank God you explained. I had no idea. Oh, is that what you do? You guys just take everyone's. I love that she's explaining being the Gestapo to me. Like, listen, you don't know if somebody has done something wrong or not, so you gotta check their papers. You get it. And Harlan's like, of course. So did you do it with the revolutionaries?
So it could be that, like, oh, and are you carrying anything? And they might have said, yes, I have this or I have that. And so they were found to have whatever necessary documentation to carry whatever weapon they had
Of course.
on them.
Which, by the way, the necessary documentation, the Constitution of the United States of America. Am I right? Huh? Conservatives, thank you. Am I right? As they're right. But and no arrests were made, though, correct?
No arrests were made.
And is there any concern at all of revolutionaries attempting to seize land in the area? Apparently, they're trying to colonize land. Yeah. Are you at all worried about the fact that they picked you guys, like this tiny, sleepy mountain town? The most that ever happens there is there's like a film festival in Telluride every year, and that's like a little too much for them. They're like, oh boy, the tourism dollars, and then after it's over, they're like, oh my god, we saw people from Montana. Ah! And so I wonder, is there any part of you going, are you scared that black people are trying to steal your town? Is there? Let's find out.
Let me call the sheriff.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask the sheriff if we're scared of that. This is like the Old West. I thought this was the Midwest. This is the Old West, where the sheriff is just like the guy in charge of everything. You just go to him and he's the mayor somehow too. He wears the big pointy a six-sided star on his chest. If you know what I mean. I'm in charge of everything. Hello. So they got to go to the sheriff and they got to say to him, Sheriff, I don't know what to do. We got black people infesting our mountain. Should we be scared? And the sheriff goes, well, he's the smartest guy in town. They all look up to him. He's the tall. They elected him sheriff because he's the tallest. He had never even shot a gun before. He was just the tallest guy. They look up to him. He goes, well, I reckon it's black people's right to be here as much as anybody else's. But sheriff, I own that land. Well, no crimes committed. All right, y'all, have a good day. And he gets up on his horse, who is dead. It falls over. He breaks his neck. The town falls into chaos.
Either have him call you or
get
I'll
back
call
to
you
me.
back.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, what's your number?
So the sheriff's going to get back to us on that. We're going to find out what the sheriff had to say about all of our burning questions. And before we do that, let's go through Ghazi's Facebook and really just take in the hilarious nature of everything that's happened to these poor, pathetic buffoons.
Thank God. God awful is back, baby. And the earth is flat, not round.
Wow, thank God. Okay, let's take a look at what happened with Ghazi. So we're just going to go back through his timeline a little bit. And again, it's wide open. You can go check this out for yourself. You can send friend requests to everybody who's in Black Hammer. They're all in his friends list. Truly insane, really bad OPSEC over there, Black Hammer, but whatever, you got other things to worry about, like whether or not you paid for the land. So here he is, May 3rd. This is beautiful. May 3rd, he says, thanks to all of you, Black Hammer. Thanks to all of you, Okay, I see. Thanks to all of you, Black Hammer has liberated 200 acres of land to build our city for colonized people only. And then here's the pictures of them. Look at them enjoying their new land. They're surveying the land. There's the girl standing in the river that they now own. They're all doing the fist, all that kind of stuff. They're really enjoying themselves. But as you can see, the number one important picture here is Ghazi standing on the land that he liberated. Black to Africa, land black. land back. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, here's some good stuff.
Thank you to all of our ancestors who helped us commune with our liberated 200 acres of land. After 600 years of struggle against colonialism, genocide, torture, and ecocide, the land is in the hands of the colonized working class, our greatest and ancient comrade, Mother Earth, Gaia.
They're basically planeteers.
We will see humanity, nature, and take care of her in the way she created us. We are counting down the days colonialism has left standing. Okay, sis? Black Hammer believes colonialism will be nothing but a speck in the legacy of humanity. Land back to all the colonized people.
And here they are communing with nature by building a white person style fire pit. Here they are just walking around, looking at a tree. They've got a ton of photos. They're all in their gear. They're saluting the whole 9 yards. There's some really good stuff on here. Hang on, let me zoom out. Let's go up here. Let's find some more. Here's Ghazi himself.
Looking cute. Gotta look cute for the gram.
Here he is posting some sort of fucking Russian nonsense. I don't know, communist shit. Oh yeah, Fox News called them out. We're going to look at a video where Fox News called them out. They had a press conference to clap back at Fox News. This is all on the Anne Frank thing. Okay, here's one.
For all the haters that said our liberated 200 acres of land in the mountain.
You can't read that with May 6th, they thought, this is a lock. Like, we're imagine they were sitting around with each other going, we're doing it. Like, holy shit, it's happening. We are on the land. We're going to revive. Like, I thought this was okay, be honest. Yeah, and we can be truthful here, right? We're all colonized people. Be truthful. Who here thought this was bullshit for a little bit? For just a little bit, you thought it was bullshit, right? But now we're doing it. Oh my God. Hang on a second. Do we have a hammer? I know it's in the name, but we need to build stuff. Shit. And then they go down to the Home Depot. So he says, 200 acres of land in the mountains.
Didn't have rich soil. Feast your eyes on a close-up, baby girl. Take your time. Soil been tested, hunty. Our God, ancestors, and colonized community have blessed us with this piece of our Mother Earth. Speaking against blessings will only offer you the worst karma.
And then he shows the beautiful soil. And as you can see, it's just dead leaves in the dirty ground. So, I mean, even if they had bought the land, it's salted earth. It's just useless. Here's Ghazi showing off his butt. Because, of course, you gotta show off the butt. You gotta show him the goods. Show him the goods, guys. All right, let's see. He's the commander-in-chief, by the way. They refer to Ghazi as the commander-in-chief. It's like, who put you in charge exactly? Oh, yeah, you. Something about an ex-CIA leader writing an article about them. Okay, we got some real... Oh, here it is. This is what I wanted you to see. This is going to be good. This is them clapping back at Fox News. Now, the audio on this is unlistenable. As all of their stuff... You can barely hear it, but it's good, so we're going to struggle our way through it, okay?
Leading a fight for liberation and freedom and self-determination.
I love this. So they're sitting in front of... Oh, my God. This is so crazy. They're sitting in front of a statue of Martin Luther King Jr. This man had a dream of white people and black people living together, and now sitting in front of him is Martin Luther King's nightmare. Ah!
Can somebody buy me a new clap box?
The white nations of the world have stolen from the colonized poor.
I love Ghazi. I don't think I can express this enough. Let me be clear. We like black. The reason we want to colonize them is that we like them. They're actually kind of cool. I saw this on their Twitter timeline the other day. They're calling Israel isn't real. Okay? If you can't get on board with that, I mean, these dudes are over the top. They're the Earth's Joker. There's so much going on here. So we do like them, but we need to colonize them because they can't take care of themselves.
Working class for the last 600 years. They have stolen our lands.
So this is their press conference. They set this up. They've got a hammer sitting in front of a fold-up table. This is basically Steven Crowder, Change Our Minds style. They've got little pictures of them colonizing the land behind them.
Our names.
By the way, this video helped figure out they were in Colorado because this is a library in Denver. I know where that statue is.
Our cultures, our language.
It's literally Martin Luther King Library.
Is our existence. Not without resistance, though. I am proud.
Denver, by the way, is like fucking 5 hours from where they were, though. So they're traveling back and forth to this land they're stealing. They were not staying on that land. Denver's nowhere nearby.
To say, there has not been 1 year of our oppression that we haven't resisted in mass. I see the decades ahead to be no different. In fact, our struggle.
Okay, so you can't hear a fucking thing. I want to skip to the girl starts talking, and she is so stupid. Like, the other guy is dumb too. He's got a I seriously believe that the Mexican dude or whatever this is, he's wearing the red star on his hat, and he allows his unibrow to grow in. I think he truly thinks he's Che Guevara. It's so nerdy and pathetic, but he at least can get a sentence out. This girl, they should have never let her talk. The best part is she's talking all about Hammer City. So she's going to tell you about how great Hammer City is, and she brought this laptop to show you how good it is.
A nation that liberates the world from the greatest evil this planet.
That's actually a guy's voice. I went a little too far back. That's the guy I was talking about. For the audio people out there, I know that's impossible to tell.
And that is colonialism and capitalism. We will prove to the world that colonialism will be the shortest period in human history. Land back.
Okay, so you can't hear a thing. I don't know if this library is just right next to the highway or what's going on, or if somebody showed up to try to stop this from happening. There's a sound. I mean, it's the worst audio I've ever heard. The press is there, though. There are people from the press there. I assume probably Harlan is there, you know. She says she's representing Turtle Island.
I'm going to talk now about our Hammer City project. This is, our largest project yet to date. That we are going to be building 4 colonized people.
So this is their largest project yet to date. You had to say both of those.
All around the world, but especially that are, basically.
The second she started talking, the laptop went to sleep, and she's never going to notice. She's going to hit buttons on the laptop like she's giving a presentation, and it's just a black screen the whole time.
Castrated from their land and forced to live here on Turtle Island in the United States.
Even their laptop was colonized.
America, and so Hammer City is part of the solution to that, so that we can build self-determination. So what we have here is actually one of the models of the housing that we will be having at Hammer City. We are going to be having open source, extremely customizable need housing that is sourced from the earth, literally soil into bags.
Okay, so this is the same girl from the river. And you realize at the river, she doesn't know how to talk unless she is mimicking a black woman. So she kind of knows a little bit of what they're doing at Hammer. Again, she's one of the builders of Hammer City. Her idea of what Hammer City is very limited. She knows that somehow they're going to turn dirt into a house. She knows it's a dome. And she knows it is, this is funny, customizable. It's like remember the 90s when everything was made for you? That's how Black Hammer is going to have your house. It's totally customizable. You can customize a dirt house however you want. You can customize a dirt cookie any way you want. You want to put some dirt frosting on it? Either way, you're eating dirt. So it's customizable. These are the facts she knows. And when she runs out of those facts, she can only return to those facts.
And that will be able to be replicated time and time over and customizable to different families, different colonized people's needs, so that they can have housing that fits them and their needs. And again, it is super eco-friendly, super customizable. And
super eco-friendly, super customizable. It's also made of dirt, and it's also super eco-friendly and super customizable. And also, it's just for black people and minorities and colonized people and no white people and super customizable.
We'll be able to provide
Corporate accounts payable, Mina speaking. Just a moment.
housing for at least 150 people in this type of model. So this is something that we'll be able to really provide for our community. And we have here, different
Our community.
things that will be
See,
inside
she's
of-
looking at the laptop. Now, you could see something on the screen at the beginning of this. There is nothing on the screen, and she is still presenting it as if there is. She's panicking. She doesn't know what to do. The laptop's dead. They forgot to bring a charger.
housing, the Ridgeback housing, which is
She's trying to show the Tatooine houses. They're not there.
what these housing is constructed of. Again, they're straight from the soil, and you can mold them into domes, into multi-domes, into like ovals and different shapes. Like
Oh, so basically your options are domes, multi-domes, and ovals. So totally customizable.
again, to meet maybe different family size needs, or maybe different accessibility and mobility type of needs. And
Yeah, they're going to have wheelchair ramps up to their Mos Espa houses.
we'll be able to recycle our gray water and use it to shower with and to garden our plants.
Hey, hang on a second. You can't have gray water in the Hammer City, okay? That would require white water.
And we will be able to have plants right around our housing, on top of our housing, since it's all made out of soil anyways.
Okay, you can't. She's just gonna repeat herself. She's a deer in the headlights. She is completely panicked. They're gonna talk some more. I want to get to the. They're gonna take questions from the press. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what we want. Questions from the press. This is beautiful. Watch this.
With informing me about this vaccine, we've done all of that, and we've kept our communities protected, so they can trust in us to go to see. And Hammer City is going to be proof of what colonized people who are poor and working class and have been given nothing and have been spat upon, what we can do when we actually.
I've got the volume all the way up, by the way. If you can't understand it, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can.
Together. So that is what I have on Hammer City. Land back.
Land back.
Take your questions from the press.
Okay, so Ghazi says we will now take questions from the press. There's two guys. There's like a lady, two guys. One of them's got a camera. I'm pretty sure one of them is. I think the person filming this is with them. So there's not that much press.
So you have already acquired the land.
Yes, we have already acquired 200 acres of land from the many donations of poor and working class, colonized, aka non-white people from around the globe.
So first question, great question, by the way. Suzuki over here says, so you guys already got the land? And he says, yeah. Which, I don't know if you know this, but here in the future, nah. Yes, we've already acquired it. People, colonized people gave us money, and we used that money to buy the land.
Almost raised $100,000 as we speak on our donor box.
Yeah, they're trying to raise 500,000. By the way, they've got 60,000, over 60,000 now.
.org/Build Hammer City, Cash App Build Hammer City, Venmo Build Hammer City, PayPal Build Hammer City.
PayPal Build Hammer City. So they're using this press moment to just plug their Venmo. Where's the money going? Somebody needs to address this. By the way, they try to act like it's only colonized people who bought it, but they actually have an entire program at blackhammer.org where colonizers can pay reparations to help build Hammer City. How much of that money do you think actually came from people who look like them?
Why no whites allowed in this?
All right, so the question is, why no whites allowed? Great question.
We are saying,
And he just responds, land back. You're not talking to your own people. Stop saying land back. This is just some lady.
no white
She doesn't know what you mean when you say that. It's confusing.
rights allowed because white people are colonizers, white people are parasites. Ever since they left their whole their
White people are parasites. Oh my God. Stop paying your taxes, white people. We're parasites.
rock of Europe 600 years ago, poor and ridden because of the Black Plague that destroyed a third of their population. you can understand what a plague can do to an economy. We are living in the plague of coronavirus that has not taken out a third of the population, but look at the economy of the United States of America. It is done. U-O-N-E. So you can only imagine how poor and rotten Europe was after the Black Plague. And what did they decide to do? They decided Portugal, the Vatican, and Spain met and decided to colonize the world, turn Africa into an incubator of free human labor.
So, what do you want to do tonight, the Vatican? The same thing we do every night, Portugal. Try to take over the world.
And went around the world and stole our resources and enslaved our people and genocided us and created a system of colonialism around the world, which we are.
They're Whitey and the man. They're Whitey and the man. One is a colonizer. The other's got a plan.
Living under right now. That is why Europe is so rich, but so barren from natural resources. But when you look at Africa, one of the richest.
The what plague, says Chewy in the chat. Thank you.
Countries in the world. You look at Pachamama, which white people call South America, one of the richest continents in the world.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but if you read the true history, if you look into the real history, the Black Plague was actually black people entering into Europe for the first time. They called us a plague.
They are what? The poorest people that you'll find when you look at what they call the Middle East.
The double colonized plague.
Which is Arab nations, the poorest people of the world being bombed and thrown. They have the richest resources. But Europe is the wealthiest, but the United States is the wealthiest, but Canada is the wealthiest, but Australia is the wealthiest.
No, not really. Just mostly the United States, okay? Canadians in the chat, don't get a big head. Australians, forget about it.
Because they are colonizer nations and settler colonial nations based off of the raping, the looting, and the theft of colonized nations around the world, including.
By the way, they're like number 3 officer of this group is an Asian, like is a Chinese lady. Nobody tell them what's going on with China and Africa right now, okay? Just keep it a secret. They couldn't handle something like that. It's going to split them apart. We want them to succeed. Come on.
As African people being here as a consequence of slavery and now being used as cheap labor.
How long before Chief Jin has Chief Ghazi swinging that black hammer into some minerals and seeing what shiny shit comes out?
The same with my indigenous comrades.
We need silicon. Silicon. Yeah.
Here of this land, who are called immigrants at the border.
It's all so tiresome.
And are cut open and getting forced vasectomies. Those are indigenous people.
Wait, what? Hang on now. What? He just said that indigenous people at the border get cut open and forced vasectomies? Are we doing that? Is that a real thing? Nobody. I need to consult the Vatican about this one. Is that part of the plan? Gee, I think so, Vatican, but why do we have to give them vivisections? Vivisections, narf.
So when we say no white people, we are saying no colonialism, no imperialism, no genocide, no disease, no warfare, no oppression. Land back.
Land back, thank you. Land back, and land back to you as well. And by the way, land back to each of you. Okay, land back, thank you.
What about those white people who want to be allies?
Okay, so she says, what about those white people who want to be allies as the, I don't know what the sound in the background is, just gets louder and louder.
And they believe they can be allies too.
White people who can be allies.
Okay, so Ghazi gets frustrated with whatever the noise is, and he decides to wait for it to pass. But it's not a car. Watch this. So they're just sitting there looking. It's like a guy, some old man with a vacuum or something is just standing there going, you guys giving out free samples? You guys giving out free samples? Sorry, I'm vacuuming the sidewalk. Give me a second here.
The Black Hammer organization.
What, are you guys having a little meet up here? Oh, sorry, what? Sorry, I got a dirt devil here. Sorry, I'm doing a little dust devil.
Which is under the leadership of the Black Hammer organization.
Sorry, what was that? I can't hear you.
After 6 weeks of political re-education
huh?
of white people, if they pass and given us
He's trying so hard to be serious. He's trying so hard to make it look like he's a true revolutionary. He thinks he's going to be on the news. Meanwhile, Dale is over there. Huh? He's got his headphones on. He doesn't even know what's going on. These fucking crazy college kids.
they are allowed to be part of the reparations board, which is under our leadership.
You guys got a pamphlet?
Where they go into the white communities, getting reparations and resources, and giving it back to colonized people. Because when you are a parasite and you are sucking at the host, the only
You say sucking? I'm doing vacuuming, actually. Yeah, I'm vacuuming the parasite.
way to regain your humanity is to give back what is stolen. So those
Some poor Mexican guy is over there. He's like, I'm so happy to be here. He's just mowing the lawn of the library. Thank goodness the parasites, they let me into the country. I seen the money back to my family in Guatemala. Anyway, we are the most oppressive. I'm going to go have a tamale on my break in the next 6 hours.
white people in the reparations board under our leadership go into the white communities and reclaim the resource that is stolen from colonized people around the world and here locally. Land back.
Land back. Land back. Land back, more like land forward. I have to keep pushing these more.
And if they go through that, would they be able to?
Gazi knows my brother. He knows everybody's brother. That's all, folks. Huh? What? Huh? So now they're gonna sit there. They're staring the guy. Daggers in their eyes, staring at the guy vacuuming the sidewalk. Huh? I'll get out of here as soon as you give me one of them free samples.
Land back.
Land back, of course.
No wife, no car, no Rona, and no rent. And that is uncompromisable. They will not be able to live in Hammer City.
The tamales make my bottom burble.
Why did it, if they're doing that just to be around us, that's fetishization. That is not solidarity. That is not servitude. That is not overturning.
Servitude. Hey, how about this? No thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and opt out. Nah, you know what? Let's see. Serve you guys or just keep on keeping. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on keeping on. Thank you, though.
Contradiction.
Sorry, I gotta set up this fax machine from 1992. I gotta set up this dot matrix printer out here. You guys gonna be out here long or what?
What they need to be is in their white communities speaking the truth of anti-colonialism and freedom to colonize people.
The lawnmower just comes right over their table and destroys it. John Deere.
When I first read about the concept of Hammer City, I thought of like a commune of sorts. Where did you get your inspiration for this city?
You got the inspiration. Well, first I'd like to say Hammer City will not be a commune. Communes were often
Huh?
built by white people as a way to escape from capitalism.
Okay.
Colonized people do not have the luxury to escape their
Okay.
oppression. Hammer City will be a spot for us to practice self-determination, and this skill of self-determination will be brought back to the colonized communities of the world in this.
Just talk normal. Maybe someone would listen. Just talk normal. You're not doing slam poetry. Okay, Jorge?
Cities in the countryside, wherever they are colonized people, we will bring this self-determination too. And our inspiration is from all revolutionary colonized people throughout history, planning and building their own self-determination.
Yeah, but remember the whole reason you're doing this is because that didn't work out for them. They all got colonized. You're calling them colonized people. Your inspiration is getting colonized? Well, congratulations. You did it.
Where they have control over their lives, land, labor, and resources. So no, Hammer City will not be a commune. Hammer City is an anti-colonial zone for colonized people to exercise the right to self-determination.
It's also a DZ discovery zone where I can be a kid and be on my own.
And to bring this self-determination to the colonized people who cannot be in the city. land back.
It'll also be a danger zone where I can ride into it.
How do you plan to keep police officers
Land
out?
back. How do you plan to keep police out? Okay, great question. Let's see. Let's see how they're gonna do it. How back then were you planning to stop the present?
Well, we have
And we will be coming. We do have a follow up from the sheriff, by the way. That's coming up.
we filled out all the white paperwork to make sure that
Huh?
we do not seize this land.
Wait, what's your plan to keep police out? You're going to want to articulate this because this is probably going to be important. What? Maybe don't let the girl handle this part. This might be the most important part. And so far, she's had a little bit of trouble handling all of this. So maybe, you know what, Ghazi, as paranormal as he could be, he can at least keep talking. Maybe, Ghazi, what's your plan? Cops show up, what do you do? Okay, never mind. Let the girl talk.
Gained it through the system. There is no valid reason why they, can seize this land from us. And so, with it being our land, we are building self-determination. We are, a organization that takes security very, very seriously.
Oh, got it. You're a sovereign citizen. Well, that works out for the white dude, so this will work out well for you. I'm just traveling this land. All right, kick rocks, copper.
Our people are being massacred on the daily, so we need to take the security upon our people very, very.
By the way, has there ever been greater proof ever that black people do not suffer at the hands of cops more than anybody else than these guys not getting arrested? They just stole land. 200 acres of land, supposedly, they just stole. And they had guns, and they were saying online it's theirs now, and fuck the police, kill them all, no whitey. And the cops came in and were like, hey, I'm sorry. You guys seem nice. Could you just please? And they're like, sure, no problem. There was nothing. No George Floyd. And I miss him. We all miss him. How much do you miss Floyd? Big money Floyd. But nothing like that happened. Has there ever been better proof?
Very seriously, and that will be escalated at the city. We are going to make sure that there is defense all around to make sure that, no white nationalists of any kind, whether they be pigs, whether they be the right, whether they be the left, none of them come. None of them come. And that will ensure that colonized people are protected on all fronts, that's all I have to say regarding our security.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's how we'll do it. Fuck the police, basically, and we'll just keep the land forever. Land back, and land back to you, and of course, land back.
Land back.
Land back.
Land back, of course, land back. The location is secret, he says. Did you hear that? Somebody asked, where is it? The location is secret. Not anymore.
Last question for you all before we go. There's been
Last question for you all before we go. Well, who put you in charge of it? So this whole press conference is bullshit. Every single person asking them a question is a Black Hammer person. I would guarantee it.
talks of anti-Semitism coming from Black Hammer. I know there was discussions about the burning of Anne Frank's diary and things like that. What is your response to those allegations?
It's just one lady. There's only one person asking them questions. It's just one lady. She's asking, what about the anti-Semitism? What about the Anne Frank stuff? Now, I wanted to keep playing this because I actually like Ghazi's answer here. Take a listen.
Land back. So first and foremost,
Land back,
Black
of
Hammer
course.
has 4 points of unity. One being that colonized people need dictatorship over our land, lives, labor, and resources. Point number 2 being that all colonized people are equal. No matter your race, your gender, your...
Yeah, in the chat, everybody's missing Floyd big time. Miss you, Uncle Floyd. Miss you big time, buddy. I really thought, I could have sworn, I was on the jury for George Floyd's trial. And a lot of people, I had to ask a lot of people, which way should I go with this? And I want to say thank you again to everybody who Venmo'd me and Cash Apped me during that. It was such a troubling, scary time to be a juror. And so thank you for all the people who sent me kind messages and which way to go vote on the trial and all that money. And, I just want to say, had I known that sending that pig to jail wasn't going to bring you back to life, George Floyd, I don't know if I even would have gone through with it. I mean, really, what did we even achieve?
sexuality of these people or your religion. Like, I don't care what God you pray to or what ancestor you pray to. So we have colonized people in this organization who are Jewish. We have African people who are Jewish. We have Palestinian people who are Jewish.
Oh, land back. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to end my sentences with land back. Land back.
We have indigenous people who are Jewish. We have no problem with Judaism. Judaism comes from Africa. I'm a whole African.
He's a whole African. I'm a whole African. Man, black people love two things. No, they love three things. They love being whole. They love being grown, which is very rare for them. 35 maximum, usually. That's about the average. So being grown, I'm a whole grown person. They love being both. And of course, they love being live on Facebook. Constantly live on Facebook. Congratulations. Ghazi, you're all three right now. Look at this. He's whole, he's grown, he's live. Get used to it. Also, he's a giant fucking fat... No, I'm just kidding.
Came from me, sis. What we have a problem with is white people. What we have a problem is...
What? The police are interrupting your press conference. It's so great. I feel like they're just, they're coal rolling them, basically. They're just hitting them with the siren. They're like, fuck them. Woo! Woo, 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 woo! Gang shit.
Problem with is white people, which
cop gang, red and blue.
Leads us to point number 3, that we believe that all of the problems with colonized people.
Sorry, what'd you say, guys? I couldn't hear you over the siren. Woo! Woo, 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 woo!
Come from colonialism, which is an alien nation having dictatorship over your land, lives, labor, and resources, which we are under from white power, capitalism, imperialism, in the form of your
white power. Oh, sorry, land back. I mean.
And neo-colonialism, Negro sellouts like Barack Hussein Obama.
Thank you. Fucking Obamacare.
Kamala Harris.
I love that he says Barack Hussein Obama the way old white dudes do to remind you, he could be a terrorist. He might be from Kenya. I don't know. Ghazi just said I'm a whole ass African and then throws on the Hussein.
And so many other sellouts.
Hussein in the membrane.
Negroes that lick at the boot of white power and are servitude to white power. They are a problem too. And so white Jewish people fall under colonizers. They are white people, and they are a terror with other white people against colonized people in the form of isn't real in Palestine, which is a white settler, colonial, violent, nationalist, military state, which is just there to dominate and claim the resources of oil of colonized people for white America and Europeans.
Europeans. I like it. I mean, come on. You can't be mad at that. That's some good wordplay.
They are killing indigenous people of Palestine and calling and saying a two-state. There's no two-state resolution. There's Palestine from the river to the sea. Get out.
How about this? I'm a European. You're a Negro home.
And the same with white people in Brooklyn who terrorize African people. Me, myself, born in Brooklyn. My mother had to leave in the 90s because of the terror of white Jews there. So we have a problem with them being white and colonizers. And this same anti-Semitic nonsense is always put on the burden of black people who are not oppressors. We do not get resources from any other people, including our own darn selves. But
again, nobody tell them about the Chinese. It's just going to be bad.
Malcolm X was called an anti-Semitic. James Baldwin was called an anti-Semitic. So now that Black Hammer is being called an anti-Semitic, we take that as a claim of honor because it's people who say we are going to speak against white power no matter if it has a hamaka, no matter if it's a
hamaka. He called it a hamaka. I love when black dudes screw shit up like that. Just completely, just not even just disrespect, just no respect. Just, I don't even know it. Fuck it. I think I heard this word before. I'm trying it, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't care if you got a hamaka or not. Whatever. A hamaka, ya mamaka. I don't give a fuck.
Trans white person, a white person in a wheelchair, a white person.
A white person in a wheelchair.
A white person is a white. You are a colonizer. Is a colonizer. A parasite is a parasite. Doesn't matter if you're
whether you are physically retarded or mentally retarded.
A white woman, a white queer, or any of those kinds of things, or a white Jew. And white Jews owe reparations to African and colonized people around the world.
Thank you.
Just like white people.
Woo! Been saying this for a minute now. Come on.
And the whole thing about Anne Frank is you want us to cry over this little white girl. But I don't know one name of an African girl that was on one of those slave ships that died. I don't know one name of the indigenous girls that died from the genocide of 200 million people that I stand on the ground right now. Not one of their names. But I know about Anne Frank and her book that her daddy co-wrote.
Yeah, that's based. Okay.
I know about that. I know about that because of World War II. And World War II was nothing but a fight of two sectors of the white ruling class over the resources of African colonized nations around the world.
Thank
and
you.
the Holocaust was nothing but white-on-white crime.
Thank
that
you.
Ain't got nothing to do with
and
me.
that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That ain't got nothing to do with that.
And I was German on Jew crime. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All right? Don't take me to no shoe-having Holocaust museum.
And we're not shedding one tear for your children because you shed not one tear.
Actually, you could probably get black people to go to a Holocaust museum if you told them about the piles of shoes. Oh, they got shoes. Okay. I'll go check out the kicks. What, they got Jordans?
For our children. Land back. You asked us.
Land back, of course.
Slave. What the slave thinks about masses, child. And you want a kind comment? No.
Woo!
No.
Woo!
Not here. Not ever again. And that's why we are here.
Yeah, son. Yeah.
I'm the bringer of the law, motherfucker. Luke 12:2. Peace.
Pace, of course. Okay, so it's an amazing video, right? I mean, how great is everything that's happening? How good is dear God to us? Praise be unto him. We're going to have a lot more for you here in just a second. We've got a word from the sheriff. I've got a ton of stuff. In fact, let's switch off of Ghazi here for a second. I just want to show you this real quick because I think we're going to have to put this in the pod after show tonight. Let me show you this. It turns out these guys have a Zoom meeting every single week for Black Hammer. And this video is 2.5 hours long. And I'm telling you, almost the whole thing is completely worth it. Let me just play a little bit of it for you right now to give you a taste.
Land back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are tuned in to the Black Hammer Organization. This is our weekly rally. I am your host this week, Chief Afeni, and I'm representing Africa. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm excited to tell you all about this weekly rally. It's our 50th weekly rally. Yes, baby. 50. And the theme of this weekend of this rally is all about no power without organization. We have organized 50 rallies, and we're here to organize 50 million more because we know that with the power of colonized unity, we can achieve anything. And if you're wondering, how do they do all this work, this Black Hammer organization? Who are they? Look, we are going to introduce ourselves right now.
Okay, so that gives you a little idea. There's a little taste. I'm going to skip ahead here just a bit and see if I can't find the part where there's a really special fellow who starts talking.
Land back, and thank you, Chief Afeni, for the introduction. I'm the Chief of Defense of the Black Hammer Organization, Chief Sundiata, representing Africa and Turtle Island. I use he, him, his pronouns.
Okay, that's a good one. Not who I was talking about, but he's good too. Let's see what else we got here.
I'm the Chief of Curriculum here at Black Hammer. And yes, just like how Chief Afeni laid out, we have political education in every single space at Black Hammer. We are guided not just by
all right, hang on.
the people in Burkina Faso. Many years of evolution. We'll be so organized in political education, and let's.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find one specific thing because I was going to play a lot of this for you, but it's so long. We're going to go into a pod after show and cover this whole thing. Let's take a... Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think I found it. Here we go.
Burkina Faso, Chief Teray.
Here's Chief Teray. Now, Chief Teray is going to be at the bottom of the screen here.
Land back, y'all. I love this political education. I love Thomas Sankara because, like, he wasn't president of Burkina Faso for very long before he was assassinated, but, like, in those 3 years, what you can do in one of the poorest regions on the planet when you militantly organize people based on anti-colonial revolutionary structures that have been around for like a very long time. Democratic centralism. You have like principled unity. When you have
oh no! Did you hear it? One more time.
Been around for like a very long time. Democratic centralism. You have like principled unity. When you have all of these things.
A goon alarm. These guys are going to try to build their own city. They can't even replace their own batteries in their smoke detectors. Unreal, but it is real because it isn't real. Palestine versus isn't real. Listen, it's You would think I made this shit up, man. It's like perfectly crafted.
All these structures that can multiply and bring the masses together to unify.
Chirp!
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pizza, pizza. Pizza!
Podawful.pizza.
P-I-C-C-A.
All right, yeah, like I said before, podawful.pizza shows every Wednesday in the $12 level, the Pod After Show tonight in the $6 level, and you get the entire archives of everything we've done in the bonus section, which we're rebuilding now because of our YouTube stuff and all of that. And pretty soon, those old, I keep having people leave in the comment section, are you going to put old videos up? When are the old episodes going to go up on you? They can't. They can't. I'm not going to answer that question anymore. So listen, they can't. They can't go back up because if I put them up, then they can take down the YouTube channel again. I'm already going to have to build another YouTube channel every 2 or 3 weeks here at this point. So here's what's going to happen. The $1 level of the Pizza Fund will very soon feature all of the old episodes. $1 a month gets you everything. Okay, just every show we've ever done for free. Now it's got to go there. I don't know what else to do. I got to do it that way because there's nowhere I can post it for completely free and for everybody. It's just impossible now. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. That's not what I want to do. I might try and release. I might test the waters and try to release certain episodes on YouTube for free here and there, but it's a whole project. So if you want to support us in this time of need, I ain't building no Hammer City. Instead, I'm colonizing the one that doesn't even exist. If you like what we do here, grab a slice, podawful.pizza. That's the hard sell. Hope to see you in the Pod After Show after the show tonight. Starts immediately after the show is over, but we've got a ton more for free for you. Don't worry about it. This one's pro bono. Okay, so what else do we have here from Ghazi on his Facebook? Oh my God, I did not mean to zoom in on him sticking his butt out sexually toward a man. That's not what I meant to look at for sure. Let's see. Don't say it was. Do not tell me you think I meant to do that. Don't look at me. Don't you look at me. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. Remember, I told you they said they were building bridges. Here, look at this message. It says,
we are building the first structures of Hammer City right now. Bridges and roads up first and foremost. Bridges and roads escaping the colony to self-determination, escaping slavery to freedom, earth bag housing and underground farms that will be able to house dozens will be up before the end of the summer.
I love this. Look at this.
Look at our Ivy League engineers.
Now, what do you want to bet? If these guys couldn't even secure the bag on the land, that they've never been to. I believe these guys have been to college. Don't get me wrong. I think they absolutely went to college. You don't come away with ideas like this unless you do. The problem is, I don't think any of them are in the Ivy League, and certainly not for engineering.
Committing class suicide and offering their skills to the people. Chief Fatih represents the nation of Nigeria, and Chief Lee represents the nation of China.
Oh, God, no. You can't put Chief Fatih and Chief Lee together. The nation of China and the nation of Nigeria. Again, nobody tell them. Nobody tell them. They never would have gotten this bridge built. We're going to take a look at the bridge.
Colonized unity will lead the way.
Let's take a look at their time lapse of building the bridge. It's truly beautiful, okay? Let me throw this up on the big board so you guys can see it in its full glory. Here's a little time lapse. As you can see, they've got shovels. They've got a single 2x4. They have what may be a tape measure. And the thing they have, the most important thing they've got of all is, of course, this Chinese girl's butt crack. Let's take a look at that one more time. Just get that butt crack in there again for me. And now I can see where we're going to be mining our resources. Now, technically speaking, you can't actually see the crack. What you're seeing is a slight dent at the beginning of the crack, at the formation of the cheeks of this Asian girl. And the reason for that is, and I don't know if you know this or not, you have to be really up on your phrenology and your biology of the different races of the human people of Earth. But Asian people have short butt cracks. Okay? This is something I discovered many years ago. Their butt cracks do not go all the way up. So this is why she has no fear of squatty pottying in front of the camera, because she knows, technically speaking, all you can see is her butt happy trail. So you're looking at, again, you might see the tiniest little crease there, the tiniest little shadow of a hint of, it's not the butt crack. Trust me, her butt crack doesn't start for another inch underneath that waistline, but you're getting a kind of view there. What's the point of this, by the way? It's just, I want to embarrass them. Ha ha ha, tee hee, look. Anyway, here they go. They move the single wooden plank they have. They slightly move it a couple times. Okay, once, twice. All right, maybe 3 times. So, lady, now here come some people out from the woods, from just over there. They're just over there. I need to be clear. Take a good look at what they're building here. Take a look at where they're building this. This is going to come up later. So this guy comes out of the brush from just over there. And what does he bring with him? A plate of hot dogs. We're literally looking at indigenous people eating platefuls of hot dogs. I swear to God, I feel like I'm looking at a Drew W. Shield video right now. And speaking of that, seems like a good time to check in with Drew W. Shield. Let's look at this video by our good friend Angie's Random Edits, the oracle of Pod Awful. Angie's Random Edits and a Drew W. Shield masterpiece. The boy loves his plates of hot dogs. We should maybe let him know about Hammer City. I think he would want to get the Arcturians involved in this.
It's Drew Hinton Woodshud asking for help. We need to get to the right frequency. So I need some people help us make sure these things will work. Remember, the last thing we need is the right frequency. And we just took out a bunch of people. We just lights out a bunch of people. Like Pod Awful. Pod Awful, he should have been dead a long time ago. I don't know why he was resurrected. I don't know why he was recreated. He's calling me a pedo, a pedophile. I've never done anything with any kids whatsoever. I mean, not like that, but never raped them. Never physically raped them or hurt them.
Not physically.
I'm a pedophile. There's no judgment. You know, I'm the movie down. I'm programmed to be a pedophile. I mean, you can't judge people for what they do. You know, that's their choice. They do whatever they want. And I'm ashamed of you people. You know, where I come from one of the actual hells. We don't judge people. We're always positive, happy, and hopeful. Where I come from, literally, they keep tens of thousands of teenage, like 13, 14, even 12-year-old females in cages. And they come in and they rape them. They're having intercourse with them I can't say rape because I don't know if it would consider rape. But even if it was, there'd be no judgment. So basically, they get pregnant and they give a baby, and that's how these start producing people. That's how they produce the armies.
Land back.
And there's no judgment. So I don't know why he's calling me a pedo. Yeah, that's disrespectful, especially when I'm a main guy, King High King. Yeah, I heard that he's getting sent to a slave system, where he's gonna have a fun time there. He's gonna have a real fun time in the slave system.
Okay, hang on. Not on the Black Hammer episode.
And his family are going to the slave system.
Hello? Can you hear me? Is this working? I don't know how to turn this off. Is this working? Can you hear me? This doesn't look right. I don't know how to turn this thing off. I don't even know what this is. I am dying. Some of you know that, some of you don't. I'm passing away. Can you guys hear this? What the hell is the cube? I don't know how to turn the cube off, guys. Can we not talk about the cube? I don't know how to turn that off.
That's me in the slave
zone. Guys, I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location. Yeah, I don't know how to turn that off. That's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me on there?
About the camera.
Can you hear me on there?
Yeah, take the sticker off.
Okay, there you go. So I'm making sound on there. Can I hear it? So I'm making sound on there. Can I hear it? Wow, that sounds better than my actual fucking show. I swear to God, the audio on that's better than my goddamn fucking show. Wait, what did I do? Wait, oh, I accidentally turned it down.
Okay, there I am stuck in the Phantom Slave Zone from the Murray Da himself, Drew W. Shield. Not sure exactly what was going on there, but Drew's been up to some interesting stuff. We'll leave on the Ghazi Facebook note with one more little thing here. Let's take a look at this. I thought this was interesting. Ghazi posted on May 21st, okay, May 21st, he posted, looking to buy Insta, TikTok, Twitter accounts with over 30,000 followers. Hit your girl up if you want that bread. So right there, it shows you he is a scammer. He's not even hiding it. He's not afraid of it. And nowhere is it mentioned, nowhere on there at all is it mentioned that maybe something bad has been going on with Hammer City. There's not a single note, comment, message. I mean, he must be deleting stuff because it's open. You can go leave a comment on Ghazi Kozo's Facebook right now. He's got to be hitting that delete every other day. Going, no, can't let people know about that. You don't want people to know that we actually got fucking $69,948 on our Hammer City project. And of course, that land is now, we never got it. So don't post about it. Don't let anybody know. In fact, in our weekly meetup on Zoom, that one I just played for you, the weekly meetup, let's see, do they mention it at all? Or do they actually even talk about Hammer City? Okay, good. They do. They talk about Hammer City on the weekly meetup. So obviously they're going to address the problem with everybody. Let's take a look.
Yes, let's get our...
Oh my god, my face is all big. I'm gonna change it to gallery mode because I like seeing everyone. I get scared if I only see myself. Anyways, land back, y'all. I am Chief D, Chief of International Economic Development. I represent the colonized nation of India. My pronouns are he, him, and they, them, and I am back as usual to raise money for Hammer City. Now, I also have like a present.
Point of personal privilege! Do not use gendered language!
Thank you for pulling it up. Yep, this is the Build Hammer City fundraiser. We have it every week, and that's because building a city takes a lot of resources, y'all. And we raise those right here. You know, we don't have any like secret donors, no like millionaire, billionaire friends like BLM does. We don't have that here. It's literally all of us who are the colonized proletariat raising funds for our own liberation. And you get to be part of this today. Can we go to the next slide? So y'all, these past few weeks, your donations have really, really helped us. They have helped us begin construction on the land. We started with roads and bridges, and then we're moving on to earth bag homes and gardens. So we got to keep raising more and more. Now, initially I said that our goal is 1,000, but I'm seeing that there's hella people in here tonight. Okay, like I saw I saw the number of participants in the Zoom room go up to 150 at a point. So I'm gonna say that tonight, let's go for 1,200. Let's be ambitious because I know that the Hammers, we're really organized, and when we set our mind to something, we accomplish it.
So not a word. And this happened the day after. This Zoom meeting happened the day after they were kicked off the land. Ghazi's in this call. The people in this photo building that 1 2x4 bridge, they were all in this Zoom call.
So our goal for tonight is $1,200.
They're still trying to get more money for this land they don't have.
Can we go to the next slide? And this is how you donate to Hammer City. So you can go to Cash App and donate to hashtag Build Hammer City. On Venmo, it is at Build Hammer City. And then on DonorBox, it is donorbox.org/Build Hammer City. So that is a separate website that you can go to. And if you go to DonorBox, make sure that you're writing down some comments that can be shared with everyone, and that you're pressing the share button and sharing it on your Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So y'all, I see the donations coming in. If you donate, make sure to write it in the chat.
And they're falling for. I mean, there's a bunch of people in this Zoom call. This ain't sparsely populated. There's a ton of people in there. There's more than you can see on screen when they're all on there. It's like 2 pages or more of Zoom callers on there. and they are donating to this scam. Listen, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to be able to pull this off. I really do. And I want to help them out. I actually think we should keep giving them money. Listen, I've told you before, I think the funniest thing you can do to a goon is give them money so they can keep shooting themselves in the foot. How much fun are we having as a result of these people getting ill-gotten gains the most? Now, I figured part of the problem is, I said this last time, it's optics. The people who watch this show actually agree with a lot of the things Black Hammer has to say. And would you really have a problem with them having their own section of the world to live in where you're not allowed to go? Land back. So I'm asking you now, donate to them. And I've come up with the perfect way to do it. I realized last time we colonized their organization. This time we've colonized their actual land. We took it back, land back. The thing we need to colonize next is their website. And it's easier said than, well, it's not easier said than done. It's both. Both are easy. Actually, it's easier done than said. I'll tell you why. I did this. I have now colonized their website. I bought a domain name, okay? And the reason it's easier done than said is I can't tell you on this show when we're on network TV what the name of that domain is. All right? But I think it's the perfect name to get the word out there. How bad are you going to want to type in this name? So again, I can't say it. Here's what I can do. Let's do this. I'm going to go to I'll just go to google.com. Okay, we're just going to go to google.com. So there's just a plain Google page. Now, hopefully you can't read it from here. But just to prove it, I'm going to type it in right here. All right. I'm typing in the new domain name, and let's look to see where this goes. Now, I can't say it. It goes right to blackhammer.org, build Hammer City. Now, if you want to know the domain name, I'm going to post this in the chat room. You're going to have to go to our #1 fans account. Podawful has a big Twitter fan called @BullyGlobal. That name might change, by the way. @BullyGlobal. I'm going to put that in the chat room. Their most recent tweet has that domain name in it. So if you want to know the domain name, you're going to have to go to the Twitter account, okay? Twitter.com/BullyGlobal. And again, that name might change in the future. So if you're listening to this later, that might not be it anymore. But go there now, retweet, like it, click the link, make sure it works, and give. Give back, give black. Let's make Hammer City a real thing. Because if they don't build it in Colorado, if they don't build it on the land they tried to steal, they're going to try to build it somewhere. And no matter where they go, we will always be there to colonize them and give them the dictator they need to survive. And I've been thinking about this a lot. They do need a dictator. And I think I've got a guy. I think I know the perfect person. Somebody who is white. Somebody who wants to lead a community. Somebody who's got big brain ideas. I thought it would be me, but I'm so busy all the time, what with making new YouTube and Twitter accounts. I mean, not Twitter accounts. That's our fans account. Sorry, that account is actually run by Jules Felker from Red Bar Radio and Mersh's producer, Adam Goldman. That's who runs the Podawful fan account. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, okay? I have a guy who I think can truly hold up the responsibility and do everything that needs to be done to make Black Hammer, Hammer City, a success. I'm going to give him a call right now, as a matter of fact. Let me grab his phone number here, and let's see. I'm going to ask him if he's willing to do this. He does not know about this yet, but I think he's the perfect man for the job. All right, let's see if he answers. We're going to cross our fingers. If not, we'll try him again in the after show. Here we go. Calling. We need you, please. Dear God, make a miracle happen. Yakub, please bestow us with the dictator we need.
Please leave your message for.
Oh, no. Wait.
Michael Arthur Taylor. Can't get to the phone right now.
Michael Arthur Taylor Jr. Hey, Michael, it's Jesse from Pod Awful. Listen, man, I was giving you a call because I was hoping I know you wanted to run for governor of Maryland, but I've got a great political opportunity for you. Have you ever considered being a dictator? Give me a call back and let me know, because I've got a group of black people who could really use your help. You know the phone number. Love you, buddy. Fuck my mother. All right, that's Michael Arthur Taylor Jr. We'll see if we talk to him in the Pod After show. Maybe he'll call in before we're gone here tonight. We'll see what happens. Let's do this. Let's check in with the sheriff and see what the sheriff has to say. Last we listened in, we had some questions for the sheriff county, the county sheriff's PR person. She didn't know all the answers. Let's see what the sheriff has to say. Hello?
Harlan, it's Susan Lilly from the San Miguel Sheriff's Office.
How are you?
Good. I've got your answers.
Oh, terrific.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, we did not actually need to ID or run anybody because there weren't any crimes committed and they were on private property.
So trespassing, they're on private property with guns. Trespassing, no longer a crime. And by the way, you got a tail light out, they're going to run your ID. But you try to colonize some guy's yard, yeah, no big deal.
And, they've posted pictures on Facebook with firearms, that they're wearing firearms or what have you. And but they weren't using them in any kind of illegal way. And there wasn't any reason to identify anyone in the group.
Oh, okay. So no charges were pressed against them, so there was no need to do it. Is that essentially?
Well, you don't have to have charges to be run.
Okay.
But there was no reason to identify them or run them because there was nothing going on they weren't breaking a law. They were contacted and asked to leave. They said we're in the process of leaving. And they left.
And that was Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It appears that based on, again, their Facebook, it appears they may have been on that land for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, the timeline that you were asking about, they were supposed to close sometime the week before they were asked to leave, and it fell through because they failed to sign a document or something like that. The closing did not occur.
Oh, I see. So
and that was before Monday.
Okay, so nearly a week previous, they were in talks with the landowner. Something fell through. They just didn't leave. They were asked to leave. So Adam in the chat says, "Did they take that bridge?" Now I had a lot of questions about the bridge. Okay. We are going to get bridge answers in this phone call. A week later, the person in charge there. And it's really good. Okay, the bridge answers are really good.
So I don't know when the week prior, because, we're talking about Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it could have been Friday. It could have been the previous Monday. So sometime during the week previous.
Okay.
The deal to close on the property fell through. They did not sign a required document, something relating to that.
So land back or?
So the deal did not go through.
Okay.
When the landowner learned that these folks were still on the property, he
didn't even know they were on the property. So which is it? Were they going to sign a deal? Were they closing a deal with this guy? This guy was going to sell them the land. It fell through, but he didn't know they were already squatting on it.
Wanted them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And deputies made contact, and I'm not describing how, but because it you can make contact a lot of different ways. You can call somebody, you can whatever, but when they asked these folks to leave, they said, yeah, we're actually in the process of leaving right now. No worries.
Okay.
They left.
So, and are you specifically not describing contact for? Is that confidential the way, or do you just not know?
I do know, and it's not necessarily confidential. It's just that there were different contacts made over a period of time.
Oh, I see.
And the ultimate contact was actually by phone, but there had been previous contact that I don't have more that was in person. So we have different descriptions and things like that, but it wasn't necessary to go that night. Because they were leaving, and so it just wasn't, we were familiar enough with this group, and that, this particular group of people, I mean, not the group as a whole.
Right.
So effective contact was made, and to the deputy's satisfaction.
In-person contact had already previously been made, but this final time was a phone call.
Yeah, I just would prefer not to get into that. I would prefer to. I was just trying to describe to you.
What are the secrets you're keeping here? What is happening? Just tell me. Why not? I'm the press. I mean, sorry, Harlan is the press.
I would just prefer to say contact was made and they were on their way out. Anyway.
I understand. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to put the wrong thing down. So
yeah,
I don't want to say. So I swear to God, I hear a goon alarm in the background of this. Do I just hear that everywhere now? Is that just permanently burned into my head? He showed up when that's not the case. So that would be, factually inaccurate.
Well, it's like telephone.
I see.
So I spoke to somebody else, and now I'm talking to somebody who I never spoke to, and they were all involved, but
right.
It's just different. So anyway,
little game of Chinese whispers going around.
As far as so no arrest made, no crime was ever committed.
Ever.
No threat to public safety. And then as far as the land, it's a 35 acre piece of property.
Mm-hmm.
There are no streams, no river, no lake.
Oh, okay.
Not 10,000 feet, probably closer around 7,700.
Okay. So it's not even 10,000 feet in the air. Also, wait, what did they say it was? Did they say 200 square feet? Or wait, what were they saying it was? 200 acres before? Now it's 30, and it's only 7,700 in the air. I mean, they lied about everything. Everything.
Things they claimed.
Hang on, let me roll that back.
Okay.
I can't even keep this stuff straight anymore.
These are things they claimed. Piece of property.
Mm-hmm.
There are no streams, no
30,
river.
Yeah, they were claiming it was 200, right? I'm not crazy. 35 equals 200.
Or no lake.
Pizza property, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Not 10,000 feet, probably closer around 7,700.
There's no lake, she says.
Okay.
These are things they claimed.
Okay.
As far as on scene and structures and camping, they had a few regular camping nylon tents, and we're in the process of building a small bridge across like a 2-foot ditch.
A small bridge across a 2-foot ditch. So you saw that video, and what went through your head is exactly what they wanted to go through your head. They wanted you to think like, oh, this is part of a much larger... No. That was the bridge. That 2x4 was a bridge over a 2-foot ditch.
6 feet across, with like a board. It wasn't completed.
It wasn't like a grand structure of any kind. It was more of just sort of a makeshift kind of thing that you could just easily leap across, maybe.
No, I wouldn't call it quite.
And by the way, yes, because we saw it. Unless you are physically retarded, you could easily leap across it.
that because I asked because of the way they were describing it. I was picturing in my
These are their Ivy League engineers, by the way. This group of slow-mos, man.
head like a piece of plywood.
Right.
They said no, it was more than that. It was like, some cement that you get at Home Depot, that kind of stuff. And it was a little more developed than that, but it was by no means a structure.
I see.
It was more like a
Listen to this woman like desperately and pathetically describe their horrific scene. Now she wasn't there. She's not an eyewitness, but she's trying her best. These are the words from the sheriff himself who was on scene when they had to be kicked out. At least one of the times they were spoken to. He saw this thing and he went back to her and he said, yeah, it was crap. It was basic crap, like some idiot made.
small man-made, a very small man-made, like a board, a couple of boards or something
my
with
God.
some cement.
I
so-
see. So fairly rudimentary. Rudimentary?
Yeah.
Harlan, what the fuck does you mean rudimentary? That's how you know that's not me. I would never say anything like that.
Okay, and then and just over a ditch. This is not a river or anything like that.
Nope, there is no river on. And so, are there irrigation streams perhaps?
Wait a second. What? 3 rivers, a lake. We've seen video of a girl at the water. Nope. No rivers, no water whatsoever.
Fairly
Small,
rudimentary.
Rudimentary.
Yes.
Okay, and
That's
then
Harlan, that's so embarrassing.
and just over a ditch. This is not a river or anything like that.
Nope, there is no river on. And so, are there irrigation streams perhaps? They didn't walk the 35, the deputies just said that there are no streams, no lakes, no river.
Wow.
Okay.
And that what they saw was close to the road.
Primitive. Yeah, they called it primitive. It was a primitive bridge.
An incompleted, project there, a little man-made project across about 6 feet across a 2-foot ditch by the road.
Listen,
Okay, I see.
by the road.
So this was fairly close to the road. Like this wasn't. I mean, the entire
bridge, yes.
So that thing we saw, that little time lapse they were taking where the guy brought up the plate of hot dogs, they were sleeping in nylon tents right there, and the road was right there, and they needed a 2x4 to cross a ditch that was only this deep. Okay, that's it. They didn't even get that far in from the road. You could spot them simply by happening to drive by. Insane.
But like their encampment, were they? I mean, maybe you didn't ask this. I know I'm asking
I
questions
didn't.
now, but if you have any idea,
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I just know that,
Hair.
so I'm a former journalist, so I'm very careful what I say.
Okay, from one journalist to another.
Not just from my job,
Of
but
course.
I end up saying, "Oh, well, we don't know," but just like off the record,
Whoo, boy. So they lied about the water. They lied about the elevation. They lied about the parcel of land. They lied about buying it, and they're still lying to the Black Hammer org about owning it, and they're covering it all up. Go to .fund. Go find that address, something.fund, and give to them. They need your help, but unfortunately, the rest of this phone call is off the record, which means we gotta go off the record too. Join the Pizza Fund, watch the Pod After show starting immediately after I end this show tonight. Podawful.pizza, $6 level and up. And of course, Wednesday we'll be back to colonize Tom Gully. Ooh, it's going to be a good one. Podawful.pizza, $12 level and up for that one. Grab yourself a slice, and until next time, have an awful day.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. Podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.
Sorry, nigga. This content right here is Pizza Fund only.
Podawful.pizza.
This shit is beefer.
Podawful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.